So even though we're not at the Woolpack today, we're heading back there to discuss a rig that was actually founded down there years ago by Lenny Middleton. It's, of course, the hair rig. A rig that I have tied up in many forms over the years. The last 2 years, really due to finding out its casting properties more than anything, was aiding my fishing in the fact that I could fish the same bait that I was baiting with. I could present it perfectly using the hair rig. Over the years, tying many hair rigs of many shape and form, one of the biggest problems that I was discovering was the hair would obviously tangle around the hook point. It's away from the hook, and with that separation, casting is prone to tangling. All sorts of things over the years I've tried, wrapping PVA tape around it, a nugget to hold the hair back when it goes into the water, and obviously trying the very best to push that bait away from the hook so it's set perfectly on the lake bed. Now, going back years, I've seen it tied where it's 2 or 3 turns up, 1 turn back to trap the hair going out the back. I've fished it like that. I fished it like that in France many years ago. I've even fished it like that on the river to success and actually catching. Blowback style, very popular for me sort of 10 years ago, fishing it a blowback ring. But it was the same problem every time with the hair being tied around the hook. By sheer accident, and I can see why Terry uses it, I tied it as he does with the tubing right round the bend as such, and it was just after a couple of casts, retrieving it with no tangle, with it going out the same, coming in the same. I was just gobsmacked at how, from going on from that moment, I could present a bottom bait exactly the same as the baits that are out there I was watching them fish every morning. So I was confident in fishing the same bait as what I was chucking out there. I've got a rig board now that comes with me every time. They're already pre-tied up, ready to go. One of the most important things that I enjoy doing is steaming it. It's actually steam cleaned of all plastics and foreign objects on the materials. So to me, every time that's going out perfectly clean, obviously perfectly straight with the steaming, and it's set perfect every time. So from off the rig board, they don't look like this. They're in halfway stage where they're ready to be tied to length, and the hair is obviously going to be tied to match the bait that I'm using. On this water today, I've got a tiger out and I've got a 20mm boilie out. Now, it's been successful on the 20mm boilie, so obviously it's going to be a bit of a longer hair to tie if I'm putting a bigger bait like a 20mm on. But that's it, already set up to go. When it comes to the length, I'm kind of fishing it to the length of the rig that I caught Rosie on, which was actually 7¼ inches. So from the shank, the bend of the hook, I just tie it overhand loop, and she's ready to go onto the swivel as such. Out she goes. So to the all important bit, attaching the bait to the hair, setting the length of the hair. Today I've been catching on 20mm shrimp boilies, so let me grab one of those. All you need to do to make sure it's the right length is, I'm leaving about 5 to 10mm separation between the hook and the bait. So therefore, I am going to pinch it just there to give me the length of the hair. I'm going to pull back the shrink to give myself make it a bit more easier to tie with my fingers and thumbs. And then all I'm going to do is tie an overhand loop in the hair, and that should give me the correct length to attach the 20mm boilie. There we go. Now that's tied, bait a needle through the boilie, pull the hair through the bait. It is a fascinating story to how the hair was discovered. Lenny apparently pulled a hair from his wife's head and tied the bait on, and then out it was cast in Woolpack Lake 3, I believe, and that was the first hair fished rig as such in a lake all them years ago. So to an old age adage, simple, effective, can definitely see why Terry uses it. On the Woolpack I didn't lose a single fish, you know, over 30 fish that I had out of there. It's not a brag, it's not a boast, it's just showing you that this rig works.